Initially, we took an approach that the state would actually provide seed funding that would span across 1 or 2 years for regional skill alliances. And yet we were expecting that those alliances and those partnerships continued after the grant term. We have since come to the realization that the state should play more of an active role in sustainability, both from a financial support aspect as well as a technical assistance aspect.
We started out using some WI incentive dollars that we had earned. We started out with that because nobody was likely to get too threatened by that. And then after that, we began to make the case with our sort of our ongoing funding streams that this was a worthy investment. So at that point, we were able to get additional dollars from WIA Title 1B, adult and youth, and then we also were able to get Carl Perkins, Adult Basic Ed, TANF, and also we've been supported by the Joyce Foundation and also by some of our industry partners.
The early efforts were very much, pieced together, supported primarily outside of public funding streams by foundations. That was the good, important seed money. We've sort of brought it into the public realm, more at the state level, but our big challenge is, can we get explicit federal support for these efforts? When they have significant private sector funding, we really are able to achieve sustainability. But the front end often requires other funding, philanthropic funding, public funding, to get things moving and to do a lot of the hard convening and the organizing and the development of the intermediaries that become the catalyst for the work going forward. We use some of our state set-aside money to bring together regional alliances across local WIBs to support key sectors. We provide the seed money, but as that takes hold in the regional and local system, then the local resources that are under the local WIBs are dedicated to do the sector work on an ongoing basis. I think that's a very good approach. That brings sector very centrally, sort of from the ground up into the workforce investment funding streams. In New York State, we've been able to have some success in aligning funding based upon or through sector strategies. In particular, we have a career pathways effort that's getting underway where we've aligned successfully our WIA and TANF resources. That's a very important step forward. That program was also able to leverage additional philanthropic dollars as well, because philanthropy saw government getting their act together, aligning their resources, and because we were focused on populations, low income with multiple barriers that are often of great concern for philanthropy, they added additional money, resources to this effort. And I think that's a very good example of aligning resources through sector strategies.
It was bringing different people to the table that had training dollars or had training programs, and making sure that we were leveraging dollars wherever we could. Now that's still a work in progress. I mean, it's not ever going to be perfect because everyone likes to hold on to their money, but if we can show progress and show performance, that gets them, that gets their partnership much stronger.
I'd say probably the biggest step that Maryland's taken the last 2 years is developing relationships with the foundation community, who have done a lot of work in this area already, who are supporting efforts in career pathways and pathways out of poverty. In many ways, the foundation community has led some of this work the last couple of years, and I think that that connection has absolutely helped us.
Focusing on the employer. They don't live in budget fiscal years, right? Their operating cycles, their business cycles are much longer. And so when we go to talk to them about working with them and wanting to really engage them and have them co-invest with us and be true partners, they get very frustrated that a grant ends and we all disappear. Sustainability is about time. and these programs excel over time.
We have a lot of champions around the state who understand their regional economy now, and they're looking at the key industries in that economy in a much more informed way. So that in and of itself, that thinking, I think, leads to sustainability of the work.